Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what time of the day is on your side. Yeah, this is. I just have some little. What was it called? Some reaction to make concerning what is going on in North Africa, in Tunisia. Okay, so this is something that's been going on, and we all know this is not something new when it comes to sub-Saharan Black Africans. And though my title is the way it is, you're gonna hear my own side of the story because I think sometimes the responsibility depends on us. We are the ones who need to do better for ourselves. So let's just get into a recap of what actually happens now, where it all started, and let's just share this thing. All right, all right.
تركيبة ديموغرافية لتونس وترتيب خذاو فلوس كما خذاو فلوس في عديد القطاعات الأخرى لضرب الدولة التونسية ولضرب الشعب التونسي وثم الحملات المسعورة متاع الناس للخارج ولجهات المشبوهه لضرب الدوله التونسيه تحدثوا اليوم عن القضايا المتعلقه بالافاق. نحن اثرنا على انفسنا وقت الكوفيد نوزعوا الادويه ونوزعوا على الافاق، ونحن نعتز بانتمائنا الافريقي، ولكن هم بطبيعه الحال تاويلهم اليوم هم يحبوا يغيروا التركيبه الديموغرافيه لتونس وترتيب خذاو فلوس كما خذاو فلوس في عديد القطاعات الاخرى لضرب الدوله التونسيه ولضرب الشعب التونسي، وثم الحملات المسعوره متاع الناس الماجورين وعملاء للخارج ولجهات المشبوهه لضرب الدوله التونسيه يتحدثوا اليوم عن القضايا المتعلقه بالافاق. نحن اثرنا على انفسنا وقت الكوفيد نوزعوا الادويه ونوزعوا على الافاق، ونحن نعتز بانتمائنا الافريقي، ولكن هم بطبيعه الحال تاويلهم اليوم هم يحبوا يغيروا التركيبه الديموغرافيه لتونس وترتيب خذاو فلوس كما خذاو فلوس في عديد القطاعات الاخرى لضرب الدوله التونسيه ولضرب الشعب التونسي، وثم الحملات المسعوره متاع الناس الماجورين.
Yeah, I just keep playing this thing because I'm trying to look at this man, his expression, and how he speaks. He said something that is a little bit controversial. He says the proud of your African identity. What African identity do you have? You live in an African continent. Your identity is Arab. There's nothing wrong with that. You don't have an African identity. You're found in the African continent, but your identity is Arab. So when you say we're proud of an African identity, no, you're proud of your Arab identity. That's why you're worried that your country demographic going to be changed by Africans. If you were proud by your African identity, you wouldn't make such a statement. So what you said is just a cap. So let's listen to him one time again.
للخارج ولجهات المشبوهه لضرب الدوله التونسيه يتحدثوا اليوم عن القضايا المتعلقه بالافاق. نحن اثرنا على انفسنا وقت الكوفيد نوزعوا الادويه ونوزعوا على الافاق، ونحن نعتز بانتمائنا الافريقي، ولكن هم بطبيعه الحال تاويلهم اليوم هم يحبوا يغيروا التركيبه الديموغرافيه لتونس وترتيب خذاو فلوس كما خذاو فلوس في عديد القطاعات الاخرى لضرب الدوله التونسيه ولضرب الشعب التونسي.
Yeah, you have a Tunisia identity and an Arab identity. Well, he said what he said, so let's see some reaction. Then things like this start to happen. Yeah, Babas, Arabs, whatever people try to complicate it, they're all the same. Let's not start saying they are Babas, they are this, they are Mazi. All those people are Arabs. You will not tell who's who. So they're all Arabized and they're proud of the Arab identity. Let's not try to play over this word. Okay. 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 This is an African. Okay. You've been attacked in a foreign man's country. And the next thing that happens, people start to riot. Okay. This is what I don't get. Okay, this is what I don't get. So let's just listen to this guy. I think the African Union said something, but okay, let's look at okay, let's see. Okay, knife attack, including stabbing against migrants, have increased. Okay, yeah, this is so. I don't know. Let's come on. Okay, this is my problem with this African Union. Just looking at this man, they call him what Musa Mahat was it called Mahatman, whatever. The African Union on Friday voiced its deep shock and concern. You shocked? What are you shocked about? Is it the first time Africans have been treated in that part of Africa like that? What are you shocked about? Just looking at this man, I don't know why he's still the African Union spokesperson or whoever he is. You understand? Just imagine you had someone like Julius Malema, the head of African Union, and something like this happen. We were gonna feel the wave all over the African continent. But these people, they're just trying to be so much diplomatic. We're gonna see the letter they sent, and we're gonna try to examine it. Okay, and urges member states to refrain from racialized hate speech. What are you going to do if they do that? Nothing. You will do nothing. So stop trying to give this I don't know this concern or to stop. If they don't stop, what are you going to do? Nothing. Nothing. You're so weak. You can do nothing. Okay, let's just ignore the process. Let's ignore this process. I'm not yeah. So this is what they said. Let's try to see the African Union. Uh try to make it. Yeah. Let's just try to read this. Okay, chair. Blah, 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 blah. That's 24th February. The chairperson of the African Union Commission, whatever Musa Faki uh, Mahamat, strongly condemns the shocking statement. That's shocking issued by Tunisian authority targeting fellow Africans, which go against the letter and spirit of our organization and founding principles. You don't have no organization. You're just a bunch of, I don't know, some puppets over there. On behalf of the chairperson, deputy chairperson, Dr. Monique in Sanzambaganwa, and the AU Commissioner for Health, Humanitarian Affairs and Social Development, Aminata Samante, received the permanent representative of Tunisia accredited to the African Union for urgent consultation to register the African Union's deep shock and concern at the form at the form and substance of the statement targeting fellow Africans, notwithstanding their legal status in that country. You're not shocked, you're just so dormant, you can't do nothing. The chairperson reminds all countries, particularly African Union member states, to honor their obligations under international law and a relevant African Union instrument to treat all migrants with dignity. What are you going to do? You're just asking them, but they have their own sovereign country. What if they don't do that? What will you do? You will do nothing. So wherever they come from, refrain from racialized hate speech that could bring people to harm, and prioritize their safety and human rights. The chairperson reiterates the commitment of the commission to support the authorities. What? Support the authorities in Tunisia in addressing migration challenges in order to make migration safe, dignified, and regular. What? This is just I don't know, a bogus statement that they're gonna do. So this is my problem. So some African countries have taken what's that? Okay. So when they said that this guy was a little bit concerned, so let's listen to.
Information among others, information brought to the attention of the highest authorities in Tunisia in order to take their responsibilities towards their own people.
But when your president's comments are praised by far-right figures and criticized by the African Union, what was the goal that your governments hoped to achieve?
We have been very astonished by the
Yeah, you know, so do I say what I say, but come on, when you talk about African, you don't think about someone like this. But whatever it is, what it is, we live in a so-called diverse continent where people see racially attack some people in the continent by the color of the skin, but the continent is like diverse, you know. So he is worried that the African Union, the people in that union, did not the start change the way they behave towards Tunisia. I don't think they did. I don't think they did enough. Okay, so let's just listen to him.
the communique of the African Union. We want an African Union independent and responsible and with solidarity among all the members. I received the ambassadors, the group of African ambassadors yesterday, and it was completely different attitude. So
Yeah, I think yeah, it should be more. It should be more. You know, because things like this is like it's normal. It's people make it. It's they've normalized the maltreatment of sub-Saharan Africans in other part of the world. So anyone that is not of that complexion just think, well, we can do the same, and it's normal. You know, we're not the first. Other people have been doing it, and he said he's shocked. So I don't know what they did. So I may need to dig more to find out what actually really happened. Let's just listen to this for some few seconds.
was very much astonished by the communique, and we have rejected it.
Let me just go back on one thing that you said. You said there was no conspiracy. Is this you denying the comments that your own presidents made by saying that there was actually a criminal plot?
I repeat, this was only one element among others. In order for the highest authorities in Tunisia to take the measures that they consider important to be taken. We are not in a position to be accused. We
Yeah, so who's to be accused? Who's to be accused? If you, the authorities, the policymakers of Tunisia, if you can fuel that kind of an environment and you knew exactly what was going to happen, you knew in your country you've got people who've got those kind of sentiment for people of sub-Saharan Africa. So it's something that is part of your culture. So come in and say, no, we're shocked with it. We don't have to be blamed. You knew exactly that there are people in your country who are going to act like that. And you're keeping these people and you're giving them all the comfort they need. That's just what it is. So stop pretending, oh, we did not know, we cannot be held responsible, all that BS.
have said things, and we are putting in place measures that so many countries in the world are doing. Can you give me one example of one country not being responsible towards illegal migrants?
Okay, see what I just said. All countries in the world are doing the same thing. That's the point. So every country in the world is treating these Africans like shit. So why are we being blamed for doing the same thing? You understand?
With all the problems, country is
Yes.
in the world are in place measures that so many countries in the world are doing. Can you give me one example of one country not being responsible towards illegal migrants with all the problems attached to this phenomena and all the risks? You know very well that it is linked with the mafias, with networks.
Yeah, that's cheap. That's cheap politics. That's cheap politics. Not only illegal Africans, undocumented migrants were attacked. It was just people who had a different skin complexion. Stop saying all this nonsense politics and this cheap politics that is we're talking about undocumented migrants.
With the dirty money, with every, and the victims are the poor migrants, illegal themselves.
Shut the fuck off.
So why Tunisia is should be put in that position today? We refuse to be in that position. We are known among the world as the one of the best countries to be in, to live in, with the famous for our people that welcome all others. We are
You don't- you don't welcome all others. You welcome Arabs. That's just what it is, and there's nothing wrong with that. So
melting pot in Tunisia. What is this accusation? Why are we accused today this way? This is irresponsible, and we reject this accusation with great strength.
Mr. Amar, your comments and the president's comments about these undocumented migrants don't reflect the convivial, welcoming nature of Tunisia that we've come to know. So why is your government undermining that by ordering the expulsion of these migrants?
Many people
yeah, you see, there's a culture. There's a culture. If there's a culture in most of these Maghreb North African countries that make them look at sub-Saharan Africa, I don't know, maybe inferior. That is the culture. If that's what they think, if an average Tunisian thinks like that, it doesn't matter if 10 people or some group of 20 people go and protest or we are against that. That does not matter. Most of those people who protest, maybe they're not even, maybe they are Tunisians who live abroad. So they have a different mindset. So all that mirage, or we are protesting against all these things. Well, I'm not overwhelmed, no. But if that's the culture, which some people say that's actually what they believe. I don't know yet, so I may not decide on that like 100%. But yeah, a lot of people say as if you have sub-Saharan Africa, in the north of Africa, they treat you like shit. I don't know if that is the culture. Then we need to target it from a cultural point of view, not from some an individual point of view.
people will have interest, and different people and the groups and whatever may have interest in making the situation more complicated. And we have to calm this situation if we are really responsible. And you cannot, I mean, this is, you cannot take the authorities responsible for acts that the individuals can do. And it is
No,
because
no, 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 no. That is some nonsense argument. You are the politicians. You created this fire because you knew exactly what was going to happen. You knew there are people in your state or in your country, due to your culture, who think like that. And for you doing it, whatever the reason was, for political, whatever, you knew exactly that when you say something like this, you're going to fuel this hate, I don't know, this racist or hate or whatever. You knew exactly. So it is your responsibility. If you did not say those, if the president did not make those statements, those people, whoever were attacking Africans, will not have the audacity to do it. But by the president, what authority? The authority made those statements, and he gave these people the green light. Say, yeah, we think like you. You're right. Just go and like attack these people because they're coming to change our demographic. Yeah. So it is your responsibility.
we want to avoid for acts that not, I mean, this is, you cannot take the authorities responsible for acts that the individuals can do. And
Rubbish, both BS.
it is because we want to avoid this kind of behavior that we are taking those measures and informing people. We are in our rights to say that it can cause problems. We want to protect them. We have no problem with the legal. We have no problem with the illegal, as long as they inform us, and we can have them back.
No, just shut the fuck up. What about African students that are studying? People who are living in Tunisia, uh, like law-abiding citizens. People work, students were being attacked. So all this bullshit about undocumented immigrants is just some nonsense argument.
A home in dignity and with respects to with of all their rights.
Okay, so my problem, the real reason I make this stream is about the African side. Okay, the African side. What are the Africans doing about it? These people, I may say what I say, they have the right to do whatever they want to do in their country. What are the Africans doing? Why do we always need to make ourselves the shit of the earth? Everyone just think they can disrespect you, and there's no consequences for that. So what are the African nations doing? So let's just watch this. I've seen some I saw some countries, Senegal, Mali, or whatever, trying to
On
bring.
social media, a video of another racist attack on black migrants in Tunisia. Such attacks are prohibited by law, but rights groups say they're condoned by the country's president. Last week, Kais Saied said, quote, hordes of sub-Saharan Africans were changing the demographic makeup of the country, sparking racist attacks throughout the nation. This is what is left of one black woman's home after it was ransacked. Black men and women say they are arbitrarily rounded up by police because of the color of their skin.
This is Africa. This is a fucking continent of majority dark skinned people. And if they are doing this in Africa, as they do it in Europe, then what are you people, actually, the black Africans, doing? We're going to get into that.
We really need help from all over the world.
Yeah, shut up. What help? You need to go and help your country. Why do we always want to beg for help? We need help, we need help, we need help. This is just some mentality I don't understand.
Because we are really suffering here.
Hundreds of Ivorians and Guineans are now being repatriated. Some
Yeah, shout out to Domboya, the president of Guinea, send his plane, try to bring his citizens back. That is a good step. That's a good step. I didn't like him so much, but because of that, I think I have a play. He has a place now in my agenda.
injured and unable to walk after the beatings.
We live in fear. People are scared to go out, even those that have the right paperwork. And for those that don't have visas, they get thrown out on the spot.
Many of them were hoping to make it to Europe. Most African migrants from Senegal and West Africa are not fleeing war, but poverty. But
Well, this is well, they're not feeling war, but poverty. Some of these people are not really poor. They just don't feel satisfied. They are not patriot. They don't like their own home country. That's the problem, and that's what happens to you. You keep fleeing your country, people are gonna treat you like shit because they see you as cheap, as people who've got no value for themselves.
Europeans don't want them on their continent and have signed agreements with North African countries like Tunisia to stop them from crossing the Mediterranean. According to aid agencies, there are 30 to 50,000 African migrants living in Tunisia illegally. Tunisian rights activist Miriam Mastour says they are mistreated and do menial jobs that Tunisians don't want to do. She says she and her husband have also
Yeah, all
experienced
this
abuse.
status is for what
So the come in all colors. It's not only a reminder of the diversity of the country, but a call for unity in the face of growing bigotry and division. Nicholas Hawk, Al Jazeera, Dakar, Senegal.
Okay. I've been watching this news in all African countries. Well, what are these individual African countries? What are they doing? You have the Tunisians embassy in all those countries. They're just operating normally. If you guys were really serious about fighting this racism, whatever the statement of the Tunisian president, you could say, well, for now, we are going to suspend the Tunisian diplomats in our various countries. That's how you start gaining respect. You understand? That's how you start making people say, oh, we can't just treat these people anyhow. But even right now in the African Union, nothing is happening. And you have the guy they call Musa, whatever. He said we ask people to refrain from from hate speech. That does not make sense. Yeah. But you Africans, your individual countries, what are you doing? Nigerians are there. They've been maltreated. They've been treated as shit. And the Tunisian embassy stop them. Just say, okay, we need to hold the Tunisian embassy. We need to call your ambassadors for now. We need to stop this diplomatic relationship with you because what's happening in your country, how you treat Africans, is not correct. But no one is doing this. Nothing. Even Guinea, that sent a plane to bring down his to bring his own people, his citizens from Tunisia. They're not doing nothing with the Tunisian embassy. The Tunisian embassy is just there. The same with I don't know Senegal. Nothing is happening. These people, they don't understand. You will sell ourselves so cheap, and you see now I don't know, this mess, these people rioting, and you have people even saying Black Lives Matters signposts in the riot. That's just some stupidity. You understand? That's the reason that we as Africans, that's why I keep insisting, we need to come together under the Pan African Alliance. Because just imagine if something like this happens to one of our member state citizens, we can just say, well, we need to stop diplomatic relationship with these people. We need to start making people feel we're important. But if we always project ourselves as weak, we want people to riot for us, Black Lives Matters, that is even making things worse. Because if other people see it, they see how weak we are, and they know they can do everything or anything, and nothing is going to happen. So we need to take the L. Why do we run away from our country? Why do we go to Tunisia? We see these things every day, every day, every day. Okay, people have been maltreated, even beat and killed at the border, but we still go there. And when they maltreat us, they say, "Hey, people start screaming, come and help us. The whole world needs to help us. We're suffering here." And you're rioting in your country. I don't see any riot in Guinea about these things. I don't see riots in Nigeria. I don't see riots in what other country. I don't know. But you want to riot in Tunisia because you want to beg them to accept you to live in your country. That's weak. No one is going to respect someone like that. All these riots should be taking place in these countries where their citizens have been maltreated. Riot and go to the Tunisian embassy and tell your government, we want the Tunisian embassy to leave. We want everyone in that embassy to go to their country. The same for this fourth African country, but you're not doing it. You just come and you expect people to change. So we need to work together. We need to become the Pan African Alliance. That African Union embassy, African Union thing, whatever. The Tunisian government knows exactly that the African Union can do nothing. So they can say whatever they say. You guys might just mourn, write letters, whatever, say, don't say this. But they know you're weak. You can do nothing. As a matter of fact, they don't even do business with you. They don't even want you. Okay? So we need an actual uh, union that is going to represent Africa. That's going to represent Africa, everyone, or sub-Saharan Africa. With when any if a member, a citizen of one member state is being maltreated in whatever country, we come as a group and sanction that country. But right now, as it stands, we can't do it, and these people know. So they will treat you anyhow, and there's nothing you're gonna do. You will just beg. You can't even riot in your own country. You can't even riot and stay. No, we don't. Tunisians have done this to us. We're going to riot and go in front of the embassy and leave and ask them to leave. You're not doing that. But you're rioting in your own country, still begging for them, begging them for you, for begging them to allow you stay in your country. This is just us. This is just the problem with black people. We don't have value for ourselves. We're so cheap. These people that have been brought back to Guinea, I'm sure the next day they'll still want to go back to Tunisia. So that's my point. So we can't keep blaming these people because they know we're weak. We need to be strong, proud, okay, and take things in our own hands. Not saying that we need to go fight people. We need to replace all these politicians because they don't care. They don't care. They don't care about you, and the other people know that they can do nothing. Yeah, so I just wanted to make this short reaction about what's going on in Tunisia. I said, well, what my though my title is like that, but we are the ones that need to take the blame. We need to be ourselves. We need to be ourselves and make ourselves more powerful. I don't see why sub-Saharan Africans are moving to Tunisia. If we are organized as a nation, as country, we have far more potential than people in the north of Africa, resource wise, whatever. We have far more potential than those countries in all of Africa. But just because we can't organize, we don't have politicians who can actually see the future, that's why we suffer. That's why you're like I don't know, the shit, the wretched of the earth. No one is going to respect you until you start respecting yourself, until you build your country. It's never going to change. You might mourn and ask people to help you, whatever, they will treat you the same. You go to Egypt, they'll treat you like shit. You go to Morocco, you go to Tunisia, you go to Europe, they'll treat you like shit. You can't keep running. You need to you need to hit the wall. Okay, you need to hit the wall, and you need to start fighting for yourself. Sometimes I wish that maybe if they treat these Africans in this country so bad. Maybe even they kill them, they beat them, they show them that they don't want them. One day they might realize, okay, we don't have an option. We need to build our countries. Sometimes maybe these guys just need to do it to remind these people that go back and build your nation. Sometimes maybe they just need to do that. Yeah, yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, they will continue to go there. They will continue to go there. They don't care. And when they go, they maltreat them, they will beg. That's just what they're going to do. That's the mindset that we need to change. Sometimes I said these things like a joke that we need to build labor camps in our countries. If we've got youths who don't do nothing, they just want to travel, we put them in labor camps to build the country because they leave their country and they go to those other countries and they do like shit jobs. And these jobs, they don't want to do it in their country. Okay. So why can't we not force them to do that in their own countries? Because when they go abroad, they still do all these stupid jobs. Like in my country, if you ask people to work with a company that clean the roads, they'll say, "Oh, that job is not stupid. I'm not doing. I can't do that job." But if they go to Europe, they work in these companies who clean all kind of road and dirt and things like that. So why can't they do it in their own home countries? So instead of us allowing these people to just live and be treated like this, let's build labor camps and let's force them to do the work to build their own countries. Yeah, so that was just what I was about to share. If anyone has got anything to add, the link is there. But if not, then it was supposed to be a really really short stream. It was impromptu. I just saw something that I said maybe I need to make my own reaction to this Tunisia thing. Yeah. So at the end of the day, we need to build a Pan African alliance. We need to change these things. No one respect Africans. No one respect Africans, and it's going to remain like that until we build our country. We can't keep asking people to help us, to have mercy on us. Black Lives Matters, rioting in their countries, and now you have Tunisians trying to riot to save you. That's just so weak. That's weak. You should be doing that in your own countries. We should be at that position where people are scared to maltreat us partly because they know they're gonna be consequences. But now, as it stands, there's no consequences. There's no consequences. If Africans in any country, someone gets up and massacre all Africans in any country in the West or whatever, nothing is going to do. Nothing is going to happen. I can assure you, nothing is going to happen. No, if some racist guys just goes up somewhere, some African community, and target some demographic and kill a lot of African citizens, nothing is going to happen because you're weak. It will just be a bunch of diplomats talking, or we're gonna what do they say? Compensate those people. Nothing is gonna happen. But they can't do it with citizens of other country. That's gonna spark some diplomatic I don't know. It's gonna create enmity between those two countries, and they may even stop the diplomatic relationship. But in Africa, it's not gonna happen. We are so weak, and we need to stop all this nonsense. Okay, begging all the time. Yeah. So Ladies and gentlemen, you need to be part of the Pan African Alliance because that's the only way we can change ourselves. That's the only way we can have pride as black people, not running to someone else's country and begging for citizenship and whatever. Yeah. So, yeah, if you don't respect yourself, no one in the world is going to respect you. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I don't know if we even need to explain that to people. It's very, very obvious. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Yeah. Then you have a lot of people who say, "Oh, let's go and take the north of Africa." To do what with the north of Africa? You don't need to take the north of Africa. You need to build your own land. The north of Africa is almost deserted country. They just have to manage themselves and organize themselves better. We don't need north of Africa. We need sub-Saharan Africa. That's the, I don't know, the Garden of Eden. That's what fits the world. That's the part of this whole wide world that fits the whole wide world, and we have it, but we're fleeing for whatever reason, I don't know. Yeah, yeah, guys. So I think no one is gonna add to this conversation. Well, I just had to say that. Uh, I just had to say, let me share this quick and. Yeah, guys, if you've not been here, you can go and register upon African Alliance. A manifesto. We are still trying to work it out. In the next few months, we will be present in at least two African countries, and we'll start our own little work. You know, creating awareness and things like that. We're going to start really small and see how it grows. And if you come to the website, the Pan African Alliance, we have a link to our Telegram group. If you're interested in this kind of discussion, politics, actual politics, not just talking. If you actually want to be part of a political movement in Africa, the Pan African Alliance is the only place you have to be. You can go to the Telegram group or you can send an email and we'll respond to you. Maybe you have some ideas to share, and you never know. Maybe your idea is the idea that's been needed in Africa. You don't know. Maybe that one idea that people don't have. Maybe you have it. So it's always good to share what you think. How do you think? How do you think things should work? So just if you're interested, you can go to the send us an email or join the Telegram group, and your contribution is highly welcome. Did I share that? Yeah, sorry. Yeah. I was not sharing that. Yeah. So this the front page of a website. So I was talking, but I was not actually sharing it. I don't know if I was sharing it. Yeah. Yeah. So it's the PA. So you can go to the website. Send us an email. It's Pan African Alliance admin at paglobal.org, or you can join the Telegram. It's just that simple. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, thanks you all. I always appreciate when we have even like one or two people, because I think we are saying something really really important, and if two people can get the message, that is really important, because this is a really important message, and those two people can spread it to other two people. So we just have the people we need. We don't have a crowd that we don't need. We have people that actually think, believe Africa needs to change, and they actually want to do the work. So yeah, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you, Mali Boy, for being here. It was a BP player. Thank you. There was Tanky Bot. I think Ellie. There's been Ellie and things like that. So Ellie, I don't know. There was someone here, but they left. Yeah. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Let's not blame the Tunisians. What? All right, we blame them, but let they should not say they're proud of their African identity. They don't have an African identity. They have an Arab identity, and nothing is wrong with that. So, and we know we cannot be fooled. So, but we sub-Saharan Africans, we need to build Africa. Yeah. Until then, guys, I wish you a nice day or nice night or nice morning, and see you some other time during the weekend. Bye.